Oh, God, coronavirus. New York ramps up mass burials amid outbreak. There's so much blood on his hands. Drone footage shows apparent coronavirus mass graves at New York City's Hart Island. Oh, no. This is the end times, guys. The world is gonna die. We're all dying. It's all over. Drone footage shows mass coronavirus graves on Hart Island in New York. This is Vice News. Vice News. So you know it's real. It's real, guys. It's actually happening. Oh my God. Aerial video shows mass grave in New York City's Hart Island amid coronavirus surge. The Guardian. Oh, this is so credible. This is so credible. Oh, this is the end. This is the end of the world. The Orange Man killed all of these people. Fact check. No, New York City hasn't been digging mass graves for COVID victims. This is Hart Island, where NYC has buried bodies with no next of kin in these mass graves since 1881. There are over 1 million people buried there. Welcome back, everybody, to Crow of Judgment. And today we're discussing a trending hashtag, hashtag Trump burial pits. We're going over how the entire thing is completely 125 million% fake news. And if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor, hit that subscription, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, even if that comment is, Crow, your gag openings, they are not funny whatsoever. I don't mind, because all comments are great for the YouTube algorithm, and let's be honest, deep down, you know it made you laugh a little. Anyway, so this is from Steven Crowder, and I love this because we had, what was it? We had BBC, we had Huffington Post, we had Vice News, we had The Guardian, all reporting the same thing. And we even had an award-winning multimedia journalist with bylines in CBS, Access, Yahoo, Examiner, etc., all repeating the same bullshit lie. And then we have Steven Crowder, a man who is self-funded by selling mugs online. Oh boy, so you know this is going to be fun. Now, fortunately, Steven Crowder actually provided this lovely document, which leads you to a fact check from NYC.gov. What is Hart Island? Hart Island is, it's Potter's Field. So if you don't know what Hart Island is, we're going to read through this from the NYC.gov. New York City purchased Hart Island in 1868 to serve as its Potter's Field, a place of burial for unknown or indignant people. It is the 10th Potter's Field in the city's history. Previous NYC Potter's Fields were located at the current sites of Washington Square, Bellevue Hospital, Madison Square, the NYC Public Library, Ward's Island, and Randall's Island. So everywhere in New York City is probably freaking haunted. Let's be honest. According to the New York City Department of Records and Information Services, the first burial records at Hart Island date back to May 1881 and continue to the present day, though there are several gaps during which no records are available. Ooh, spooky. A number of jurisdictions set aside public burial sites or Potter's Fields for individuals who cannot provide for their own burial, who have not been identified, or for those whose next of kin cannot be reached. The Department of Correction is responsible for operating and maintaining NYC's Potter's Field. Our designation is set forth in the New York City Administrative Code. Based on burial records, as many as 1 million people have been buried on Hart Island. Who determines whether someone will be buried on Hart Island? So again, Hart Island, where these burial fields are being dug, they're not because of COVID patients and massive burial pits needing to be made for all the people that the Orange Man has massacred in his crusade against truth, honesty, and integrity, and goodness, and righteousness. No, it's none of that. Look, it's legitimately a Potter's Field. It is a place for people who are unclaimed. They were just digging up new burial grounds. That's it. And so, what happened was, because we had this pandemic going on, some jackasses flew drones over Hart Island, a well-known spot for people who have no next of kin to be buried, and claimed that they were being dug up to just shove everybody who died of COVID-19 into those pits, which is insane when you actually think about it. I mean, come on. Look, let's be... Do you think somebody whose family member dies of COVID-19 is just going to let their family member be shoved into a pit, it exists for a reason. It does not exist because of COVID-19. They were going to dig up those burial grounds regardless of this pandemic happening. It's such a dumb fucking lie. It is such a dumb fucking lie. And on top of that, you have this trending hashtag, and just look at the deranged idiots repeating this. But let's look at what people are saying on Twitter under this hashtag Trump burial pits, because they are deranged. They are stupid. Their minds have been just doled down by an influx of sensational headlines trying desperately to convince them that there are so many dead from COVID-19 that they literally have to shove them into pits. Oh, I love this. Hitler had mass graves. Mussolini had mass graves. Stalin had mass graves. Franco had mass graves. Pol Pot had mass graves. Idi Amin had mass graves. Donald Trump has mass graves. Trump burial pits. I see this individual tweeting like in every single Trump tweet. And I love it. This is how bad fake news is in this country. They have people convinced that a plot of land where over 1 million people are buried because they have no next of kin is specifically being used to dump people. I mean, the insanity here is insane. Once again, the enemy is not invisible. We are reading his tweet. Trump burial pits. The Trump burial pits are filling with COVID-19 victims in New York City, and there still isn't a plan from the White House. This is no Good Friday. It's the worst. This is from the Democrat coalition. Like, come on. Like, look, I understand that you're desperate to beat Donald Trump. I understand the orange man tickles your booty so. But come on. This is ridiculous. It is so fucking ridiculous to gaslight people to this extent. And look at how easily they eat it up. This is real glimpse at the devastation we are witnessing in our own country. Bodies being buried in trenches in Hart Island. They've been being buried there for over 100 years. There are 1 million people buried there. they didn't all die of COVID-19, you dumbasses. Jesus. Oh, man. And the sad thing is, all you would have to do is do a quick Google of Hart Island, and you would find this information. I'm glad Crowder posted on Twitter for these idiots, but you know they're never going to read that. They're just going to take what they've read in these headlines and go, it's true, it's true, it's true, we have proof, he's a genocide monster. Fact is, if the federal government was more prepared, the death toll in the US would have followed a trend similar to South Korea. The problem, no, look, here's the thing about South Korea. They have no issues with pulling the cellular data of their citizens and then tracking them and then apprehending them and anyone they've been in contact with. We don't do that in this country. We do have personal freedoms here. South Korea does not have a constitution. They do not guarantee you rights, and because of that, they can take extremely authoritarian measures. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. Originally, we were told if we do nothing, over 2 million people will die. If we follow social distancing, 100 to 250,000 people will die. Now we're being told because we've done the right thing, we were able to get it down to a number of 60,000. Still a lot of people, but come on. We've been doing a good job. Every death is unfortunate here, but this is ridiculous. This is insane. Look at this. We are not leading the world in anything except confirmed cases and death. Trump lies. I can't. We've got 300 plus million people, and if we wind up with 60,000 people dying, we definitely didn't lead the world in deaths. We definitely didn't lead the world in confirmed cases. Legitimately, China is leading in every single field. But if you don't even want to look at China, look at the per capita numbers. We are low. We're incredibly low. We've done a good job. And you know, I'll probably do another video on some of the insane authoritarian measures going on here. But I thought it was really important to highlight just how bad the absolute insane fear-mongering fake news is around COVID-19, and it's leading to some insane circumstances. A paddleboarder being arrested, a father being cuffed in front of his daughter, a guy literally being dragged off of a bus by like 9 cops. We'll do a video on all of this tomorrow probably, but this needs to stop. The fear-mongering, the gaslighting, the insane lies, all to make Trump look stupid and bad and deranged. It needs to stop.